Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3770 68, 69, 70. Yeah. So 3770. Okay, yeah. This is My Artifact episode number 3770. Today's date is December 2025. It's been almost like a night at 10:45 p.m. Today's weather is like legit cold. It kind of like shows me. Wait, let me. Okay, why it's open? Okay, why is not opening the weather? Okay, yeah, it's kind of like showing me 15 degrees Celsius, but right now I'm kind of like feeling less than 10 degrees Celsius because it was very cold. Yeah, I don't know why, but it's very cold. Yeah, I'm kind of like living little bit of kind of like some little less urban area. Okay, yeah, lot of trees are over here, so it kind of like became even more colder. Whatever. Let's just jump into the question. All right, let's go. All right, the question is, what if every wish I had? What if every wish had a twist? Every wish had a twist. Oh, that's a really good question. Okay, first of all, what exactly is this question and why am I asking this question to myself? This is what if question. Why am I asking this question to myself? What if question is always really interested way to give the answer. It kind of like force you to think about that reality. When you try to think about that reality, when I try to think about that reality, when I try to create that reality, I'm kind of like utilizing my knowledge and information and experience that I've been through. And when I try to, and it kind of like felt really good to kind of like getting knowledge and things like that. Disclaimer: the information that I'm trying to tell you is not exactly right or is not exactly wrong either. It's a raw, it's unfiltered, it's just my opinion. So do not believe in any kind of like information that I'm saying, or do not seek for any kind of like information that I'm saying. It's just my opinion, and opinion are subjective. All right, now jump back to the question. The question says that, what if every wish had a twist? Now, what exactly is this thing? What exactly is this question? Now, this question is a bit more, little bit different than normal. Okay, different than normal means what? Like basically is this thing. Imagine that you wish for $1,000,000. Okay, yeah. Like basically imagine as you have a kind of like a genie. Genie asks you wish three, like he asks you, kind of give me a wish, and you actually say him, I need a $1,000,000. So he give you $1,000,000, but with a twist. Like a twist is that he give you $1,000,000 in a coin. Okay, yeah. So so just imagine that you have $1,000,000 penny, and now it's a very difficult to kind of like handle this thing because it is too much. Okay, yeah, $1,000,000 means, dude, it's the heavy is so much heavy. Yeah, the everything is kind of like so heavy and things. Another thing, you cannot able to kind of like some transport and things like that. You need a trucks to kind of like transport 1,000,000 pennies. It's a lot of $1,000,000 penny. It's a lot of pennies, dude. Lot of penny. You need at least like a one, like a semi truck probably to kind of like carry $1,000,000. And another thing is that now you just have to kind of like somebody, I don't know how you do that thing. Okay, yeah. So the thing is that the god is kind of like, or god or any kind of like a genie or whoever the person who is kind of like a somebody follow your order, it kind of like give you a twist. Okay, yeah, like you will get the thing, but with a kind of like a different mode, like basically this thing that the output is same, but the process might be a different. Okay, yeah, you are getting things, but you are not getting things that you are kind of like expected to be. Okay, yeah. So this is what kind of like somebody had a twist means. Now imagine that particular world that a kind of like somebody wish could granted with kind of like a someone twist or something twist. I don't know, yeah. If I try to imagine that particular thing, then I am not trying to, like, I am not, I don't know, it's not really resonate with me that much. Okay, why is that thing? Because of that, like in real life, our wish is not granted. like basically whatever the kind of like assembly we are wish for, we are kind of like putting the effort. Like basically, if I want to become this person or that person, I need to put effort, I need to kind of like assembly hard work and things and that, and then and only then I will become that person. Okay, yeah, it's a kind of like a things that it's a filter. Okay, yeah, like you are kind of like a putting so much effort and things, and those filter are kind of like a shape me to be that particular person, so that I would become that person. Like I don't know how do I supposed to explain right now. We're kind of like somebody so much cold in here, that's why I'm kind of like somebody really, my words are fumble, I'm not really sure what I was kind of like saying and things like that. But what I'm trying to tell you is this thing now, in reality I'm trying to a real perspective. Okay, yeah, so let's just say that if you wanted to build a bodybuilder, okay, yeah, if you wanted to kind of like a look like have a kind of like a six abs and things and that. Now if you wish you need a kind of like a this kind of like a builder body, in real world, this is not in real world, you need to put effort and things like that. Right now you are not really look like that, so you have to be kind of like a do push-ups, do all the exercise and things and that, and after a 6 months you will kind of like a look like that. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, you need to put effort to kind of like a be in that particular shape, and then you will kind of like a get that thing. What I'm trying to tell you is this thing, whatever you wish for in reality, it really required a effort from you. And that's why everyone are kind of like a putting effort to kind of like some things that they want, things that they wanted to achieve and stuff like that. And it's a really essential, and this is what kind of like assembly the nature work, this is what kind of like assembly the every mechanism or every kind of like a things is actually work like that way. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you in reality is this thing, that no one kind of like assembly like someone kind of like a grant the wishes, and kind of like assembly kind of like someone is kind of like assembly complete that wishes, or no, it's not happened like that way. And with the twist, I think that I don't know how do I supposed to explain this. It's a very like, I wanted to think from that point of perspective, but I cannot able to be think like that. Like there are multiple kind of like possibility we're gonna create. Like basically, what if there is a kind of like a somebody, let's just say there is someone who might gonna kind of like a wish for, I need a kind of like a somebody millions of chance, so that I could kind of like somebody wish whenever I want. So how do you supposed to do that thing? How do you supposed to done that thing? And also, is this thing million times with mod? Like what kind of like a twist that you gonna add? There are multiples of kind of like a some possibility we're gonna create, and it kind of like a creates and chaos and things like that. Another thing is that now people are kind of like a somebody not gonna do effort for achieving things. Like only things that we're gonna know is that ki, if you had a wish, then you will kind of like a somebody just everything will gonna choose. So why should you supposed to put the effort and things like that? If I want to kind of like a bodybuilder body, why do I supposed to wait for 6 months and diets and things and that? I just have to kind of like somebody wish for, and then after that I get this body within a kind of like a couple of minutes or a couple of days. That's it. Okay, yeah. So basically, is this thing na ki it's a kind of like a simple shortcut. Even if you add a twist, it's not good thing. Okay, it definitely not a good thing. Okay, yeah. As a kind of like a world we are living in, this particular world, all the achievements that you get in returns, it really required effort, and that's what kind of like a somewhat something really essential factor. Even if you add a twist and things and that, no, it's not. Okay, and also in real life, twist happen too. Okay, yeah. Like sometimes success are kind of like a comes with very different way. Like basically, let me give you my point of perspective. Okay, yeah. When I was kind of like thinking that like when I had a job, like when I first time I got a job, I decided that I wanted to be a filmmaker. So my path was that, like whatever the path I decided, that I will gonna do a job simultaneously. I will gonna kind of like learn little bit of filmmaking and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. My plan was that kind of like when I was kind of like doing a job, I kind of like do a job for a year, then I kind of like switch my job to kind of like from this location to Bombay. Okay, yeah. So when I went to the Bombay, I will kind of like do my job, and simultaneously I will gonna learn my filmmaking stuff. Okay, yeah. This is kind of like my plan to kind of like get into the film industry and things and that. But it didn't really work. And why is that? Because of that, I was not really prepared. I was not really like basically is this in a The only one thing that I just know that I wanted to be a filmmaker. I just never really care about that. How do I supposed to be a filmmaker? There are so many information that are actually available on the internet. I was not really sure about that. And also another thing is that I was only focused on that filmmaking is a kind of like a course or degree that you should supposed to be do. No, it's not. Okay, yeah. Like basically I realized so late, like I don't really have any kind of like a guidance and things. Another thing is that the people are here, like I'm kind of like surrounded with such a people who are kind of like completely add a resistance into it me to achieve this path. Another thing is that money, I don't really have that much amount of money to kind of like spend almost like a year into the Bombay and things like that. I don't really have that, nothing really at all. From every possible way, it kind of like somebody add a twist that I shouldn't supposed to do and things like that. Then I changed myself, I changed my perspective regarding about how do I supposed to do this thing, how do I supposed to be a filmmaker and things and that and that. And right now I am not really sure about this thing, because life is kind of like somebody giving you such a twist or such a kind of like somebody changes that you didn't really expect to be happen. And it's a kind of like somebody very different that you just don't know. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this in 2021 I decided to be a YouTuber, but before that I never really think as a YouTuber. Nothing really at all. Nah, nothing. I just barely watch any kind of like viewed YouTube video. Like I just know that YouTube is a kind of like a platform that you could kind of like watch a kind of like videos and things like that. But I never really consider myself as a YouTuber and things like that. But kind of like YouTube is kind of like a kind of like a platform that I could showcase my talent, I showcase my creativity and things like that. And for that particular purpose, I don't have to go to the Bombay or kind of like rely on somebody, nothing really at all. I realized this thing very, very late in my life. And this is what it is. It's just like that, ki life is kind of like a give you a lot of curveball and you just have to kind of like understand it. Sometimes it kind of like somebody gives you like a kind of like somebody is this thing that it's not really good thing. But that not good thing is kind of like a let you learn something really much more bigger thing in your life. And that's the thing that I have to be learned. That's the thing that I have to be figured out and things and that and that. Okay, so probably regarding about the question says that what if kind of like somebody you have a kind of like somebody wish and you could kind of like somebody it comes with a twist. I think that is somewhat something true. Like basically I believe in laws of attraction. I believe that whatever you want you can achieve. Yeah, but it comes with a twist, it comes with a hard work, it comes with a kind of like effort, it comes with a sacrifices, it comes with a lot of kind of like somebody change your personality, your thought process, your everything to achieve that particular person, achieve that particular goals that you want. So yeah, this is kind of like somewhat something true, but it kind of like let me tell you one thing now. Usually we are kind of like some humans and we are kind of like somebody believe we are kind of like somebody, we are human and we are kind of like a believe in visual changes. Okay, yeah, visual changes means what? Like basically is this thing now, you just kind of like snap the finger and suddenly you have kind of like a six packs ab body and things like that and you just feel like that magic. No, it's not. Yeah, it's kind of like somebody look like a magic, but problem is that nature do the magic too, but it kind of like takes time. And that's what kind of like most of people are kind of like didn't really count the time, because the kind of like somebody nature change your perspective. Like it can kind of like it kind of like complete your all those kind of like things that you want. If you kind of like literally focus and things, you can be that particular person, you can be achieve your goals and things like that. But it comes with the time, it comes with all the kind of like some experience and thought process and lot of things. Like let me tell you one thing, I'm not really sure I wanted to build a film. Okay, yeah, and definitely I will gonna make that film. I'm gonna make my binary code, I'm gonna make my Gharchi Goshta. These are kind of like a two movie that I wanted to make. I just have complete faith and believe in me that I could do this thing. And I have complete plan that I could supposed to be do this thing, but I'm not really sure about this thing, because I am completely aware of that. There are so many things will gonna happen. There are so many things I have to be learned. There are so many things that I'm not really aware of that. So I just have to know. Like basically I'm hoping for the best. I'm prepared for the best, but I'm kind of like know that it will gonna happen. I'm kind of like some achieve the goals that I want. I believe in myself. So yeah. So this is what I am kind of like thinking about it right now. Okay, so this is what it is, dude. I don't know how do I supposed to explain. It's a kind of like something very difficult to explain, but that is it. I don't know, sometimes I kind of like a went to off topic. Okay, yeah. It's kind of like a completely irrelevant to the kind of like a question. The question says that what if every kind of like a wish had a kind of like a twist and things like that. And sometime I think that it actually happen in the real life too. Okay, yeah, you kind of like a get your the wish, but it comes with a twist. Okay, and that twist is a kind of like a effort, time, something, lot of stuff. Okay, yeah, there is a lot of thing, and those are the things that are we should supposed to be experienced. Is not meant to be kind of like explained. That even if I try to explain this stuff, it's not meant to be matter to you, because it's completely like your story and my story is completely different. Obviously you have kind of like a different ambition, I also have very different ambition too. So that's why it kind of like a very much different. It has to be experienced, it shouldn't supposed to be explained. Whatever, this is my thought process regarding about that. All right, and it's very cold. Okay, yeah, I have to bend here, and thank you.